If you've ever poured molasses into your garden and wondered whether it actually helps your plants, you're not alone. It sounds almost too simple, a sticky kitchen ingredient becoming a soil supercharger. But under the surface, molasses is far more than a sweet treat. It's a carbon-rich powerhouse that feeds the very life inside your soil. Used correctly, it can awaken microbial activity, improve nutrient uptake, and transform tired soil into a thriving, living ecosystem. At its core, molasses is pure microbial fuel. It's loaded with simple sugars that serve as an immediate food source for bacteria, fungi, and other microscopic organisms. These soil microbes are the invisible workforce that decomposes organic matter and releases nutrients plants can actually absorb. When you water your garden with a molasses solution, you're not feeding the plants directly. You're feeding the microbes that feed your plants. That's the key difference. Plants don't consume sugars like animals do, but when beneficial microbes thrive, they multiply, breaking down minerals, organic debris and compost into plant-available forms of nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Think of molasses as the spark that lights the composting engine of your soil. Not all molasses is equal. For garden use, always choose unsulfured blackstrap molasses, the dark, mineral-rich type that comes from the final stage of sugar extraction. It contains calcium, magnesium, potassium, iron, and trace elements that can enrich both soil and compost piles. Sulfured molasses, on the other hand, has preservatives that can harm or slow down microbial growth. So if you want to keep your soil alive, stick to unsulfured varieties, preferably organic if available. There are several ways to apply molasses depending on your goal. First, as a soil drench, mix 1 to 2 tablespoons of molasses per gallon of water. Water your plants at the base, soaking the soil. Do this every 2 to 3 weeks during the growing season. This application feeds soil microbes directly and encourages earthworms to stay active near the root zone. In compost or compost tea, you'll want to add 1 tablespoon of molasses per gallon of water to your compost tea before brewing. The sugars give beneficial bacteria a head start, multiplying them rapidly before application. But just be careful not to overdo it. Too much sugar can lead to anaerobic conditions, that sour smell. As a foliar spray, mix 1 teaspoon per quart of water and spray lightly on leaves. This mild solution supports beneficial microbes living on plant surfaces, and it can actually help plants absorb trace minerals through their leaves. Molasses works best in living soils already containing some organic matter, compost or mulch. If your soil is lifeless, compacted or heavily chemical treated, molasses alone won't perform miracles. You need microbial life already present for it to feed. It's also not a fertilizer in the traditional sense. It won't replace compost, manure or mineral nutrients. Instead, it amplifies what's already there. A microbial accelerator rather than a standalone feed. However, when combined with compost teas, grass clippings, or fermented plant juices, molasses can unlock tremendous soil activity. Many gardeners report greener leaves, stronger stems, and noticeably faster growth after consistent use. An often overlooked benefit is that molasses can improve plant resilience. By feeding soil microbes, you improve root health, which in turn strengthens a plant's immune system. Healthy plants naturally repel pests and diseases better than nutrient-deficient ones. Some growers even use diluted molasses sprays to deter pests like aphids, claiming the sticky texture and enhanced microbial competition on leaf surfaces make plants less appealing to sapsuckers. If you're curious, try this. Choose 2 similar garden beds or pots. Feed one with diluted molasses every 2 weeks. Leave the other untreated. After 4 to 6 weeks, compare soil texture, smell, and plant vigor. Chances are the molasses-fed soil will feel richer, smell earthier, and hold moisture longer. Molasses isn't a miracle cure, it's a catalyst. It brings out the natural fertility already waiting in your soil by energizing the microbial world beneath your feet. When used in moderation and combined with other organic practices like composting, mulching, and cover cropping, molasses becomes a gentle, sustainable tool for long-term soil health. So next time you reach for a jar of blackstrap molasses, don't just think of pancakes. Think of the life it can awaken beneath your plants.